Hello and welcome back to the Academic Society. It's Toyin here, and today we are talking about schedules. As an academic or a grad student, you likely have a lot going on and a lot of moving pieces happening in your life, and so it is really good to keep a weekly and daily schedule that you can follow week to week. But sometimes you may fall into the trap of scheduling every single thing, and it can be overwhelming. Let me know in the comments, do you ever feel stressed out by your schedule, especially if you schedule every little thing in your planner? I am someone who loves structure and I thrive on structure, but even I will rebel against an overly booked schedule. So I'm going to show you today how I like to build in flexibility and spontaneity in my schedule and still be productive. So if you're interested in that, keep watching this video. I'm Toyin. I'm the founder of the Academic Society. I got my PhD in math and landed my dream job as a lecturer at a university. And I also create these videos for grad students and academics to help with time management and productivity, and I also share my academic lifestyle. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be sharing my secret. I don't know if it's a big secret, but I'm going to be sharing how I add flexibility and spontaneity into my productive weekly schedule. And the key is productivity chunks. And if you haven't heard of productivity chunks, don't worry, I'll be explaining all about them in today's video. So first, what is a productivity chunk? Well, for me, a productivity chunk is a 2 to 5 hour block of time where I want to be productive, where I want to actually get work done. And so on a week-to-week basis, like if I look at my month or at my week as a whole, you'll just see on my schedule, productivity chunk, productivity chunk, productivity chunk. I don't actually schedule exactly what I'm going to do in my productivity chunk. I just know that between these hours in this block of time, that is where I'm going to be super productive on whatever I decide to be super productive on. So what do I do during my productivity chunks? This is where I actually implement the things on my to-do list. So implement the action steps that are corresponding to the goals that I have set prior to the semester. So at the beginning of the semester or at the beginning of the week, I have a goal setting session / planning session with myself where I plan out all the things I need to work on, and then day to day I create a to-do list of the things that I want to get done for that day, as well as how much time I expect to get to do those things, because I think that's really important for me mentally as well. And so on a Monday, I am working for about 2 hours in the morning before I teach. And that's where I knock out most of my to-do list during those productivity chunks. So I'm just going through my to-do list and knocking out my priorities and getting all the extra things on my to-do list done. And while I'm in my productivity chunk, like I mentioned, that's a big block of time, 2 to 5 hours. That's a lot of time, and it's very easy to get drained working constantly for so long. So during my productivity chunks, I actually implement the Pomodoro technique. You know, I talk about it all the time in almost every video, but if you haven't heard of it, it's a time management productivity tool that helps you focus on what you're working on, but also gives you breaks at the same time. So I typically do 30 or 45-minute Pomodoros where I'm singularly focused on one task for that small amount of time and then take a break. And if I'm not done with working on it, I'll do another Pomodoro and then take a break. And then I'll move on to the next thing and work on it during its Pomodoro and take a break. So I'm constantly doing these Pomodoros throughout my productivity chunk, and it really helps me to laser focus on what I'm working on, and it prevents me from getting super drained and my productivity level decreasing as I'm going through the big long chunk of time where I need to be productive. So a question you may have is, that's a long time for me to just sit there and do work. Do I have to do these productivity chunks on my own? No, you don't have to at all. I'm almost always working with other people. I highly recommend working with your accountability partner during your productivity chunks. Maybe you have productivity chunks at the same time and you can say, all right, we're working on this at the same time today. Let's do Pomodoros together. And that helps with the accountability of actually continuing to work the whole time and getting your work done. So you can invite a friend on Zoom with you and go through the Pomodoro technique and work on your productivity chunks together. If you don't have an accountability partner, I welcome you to join my program, Your Most Productive Week Ever. We have a 24/7 co-working space where you can work with any of the other 60 grad students in that program and do Pomodoros and work on your productivity chunks together. That group is super supportive. I always pop in the group. I work with them on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays in the morning for my classes, but I pop into the accountability Facebook group and I see messages like, "Good luck on your test today," or "Thanks so much for working with me today. I almost got this thing done." And I just love the accountability and the support that happens within that group. So if you're interested in joining that, the program's called Your Most Productive Week Ever, and I teach you how to have your most productive week ever with accountability, and that is super important. Let me know, have you ever used productivity chunks in your schedule? Do you plan on using productivity chunks now? Are you still curious how to actually put your productivity chunks in your schedule? Like, where do they actually go? So if you would like me to walk you through how I put together my schedule with the productivity chunks inside, I actually hosted a live masterclass on this during my Back to Grad School challenge, and I recorded it. So I'm going to share the recording with you. So the masterclass is called How to Create a Productive Weekly Schedule with Me Time Built In. And in that masterclass, I share about my grad school experience, and then I actually walk you through step by step how I build my schedule with the fixed tasks, with my productivity chunks, with my me time, all of that. So you can see how it goes together and creates a weekly schedule that I can follow every single week. And also in that masterclass, I share practical time management tips. And there was a question and answer session, so you can see what other new grad students were asking about grad school, and you can get my answers in that video. So I'll put a link to that masterclass in the description of this video if you're interested in checking that out. So I hope that you enjoyed this video about productivity chunks. Let me know if you're thinking about adding productivity chunks into your schedule, and if you do, tell me how it goes. Does it work for you? I love that it gives me flexibility to kind of switch what I thought I was going to work on, because every now and then, you know, you'll get an email and realize, oh no, I have to do this thing, and that's going to derail my day. If your schedule is like planned to a T, it can really affect you mentally if you have to like move things around or forget about other things. But if you have these like productivity chunks, you can know that even if I'm switching what I'm working on, I'm still being productive during the times that I said I'm going to be productive. And it really helps with my mindset to think about it that way. So it looks like there's a little extra at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, consider subscribing. I post new videos every single Sunday. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.